Good morning, OUA, and welcome inside OUA Today. I am Marshall Ferguson, here to remind you that Around the Bay was yesterday. If you were a part of it, involved at all, know someone who was involved and had a lot of fun, send us your pictures at OUA Today. That is the name of the show. That is the name of the Twitter handle. Lots of OUA coaches and athletes involved. Real quick for you, my favorite Around the Bay story, I guess, would have to be in 2010, watching Coach Stefan Potadzik here of the McMaster Marauders men's football program run the 5K with his son, Chris, on his shoulders. Best thing I've seen. And my favorite Around the Bay story of myself, I ran it 2 years, 2010, 2011, as a part of Team CHML right here in Hamilton. And after the first time I ran it, that was probably the first time I had run 5 kilometers as hard as I could. Pretty competitive guy, so I went for a bit of a jaunt. And when I finished the 5K, I went inside Cops Coliseum, which is now First Ontario Energy Center, I believe. Ran right through the hockey rink, ran straight up the street to Hess, and grabbed a beer. Nothing says athletics like running 5K as hard as you can and then trying to replenish with a Rickards White. A squad of Ontario firefighters yesterday as well had a much slower time than the Guelph speedsters that actually won the Around the Bay. They ran 5K though in 70 pounds of full bunker gear. Imagine when you see firefighters showing up to a 5-alarm fire or like that East Village explosion that was in New York City this past week. They ran 5K in that. The aim was to raise awareness for PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, among first responders. That is a very valiant cause. How to listen to the show? Go to tunein.com, search CFMU 93.3. I already tweeted out the link for you, so go to @OUA Today, or you can get at me at Marsh2Fergs on Twitter as well. Coming up over the next 56 minutes, I will talk to myself with a microphone in front of my face about Kobe Bryant documentaries. Watch Muse if you can find an hour. That's a heck of a documentary. Kobe Bryant made his own film. It's awesome. Should send out the link for it. It's pretty great. CFL eCamp with Sportsnet's Justin Dunk will be at 9:25. The ridiculousness of said eCamp, we'll talk about that. CIS Curling Championships and a whole whack of other stuff. Whatever we want to talk about with Shelby Blackley of The Cord from Laurier at 9:10. Hashtag Rams Talk. If you're not familiar with that, I'll update you on that in just a second. Archery and athletic facilities at Waterloo. Who is U of T Bob? Ottawa poutine-fest. The OUA Ultimate All-Star Bracket Elite 8 begins today. And no Scott, no Amanda. I told the more talented half of this radio show to take the day off because they've worked so hard lately. I said, you know what? Give it a break just for one day, guys. They're probably going to have to cover for a couple of shows for me in the summer when I'm out running around, hopefully doing some fun summer things, which I know we're all looking forward to right now, based on the weather starting to kind of warm up, but not really. I talked to some people in Kingston yesterday, and they were like, it's not that nice here. Well, all the snow went away in Hamilton for the most part, but there's still this freezing cold wind. So anyway, summer is coming. Believe it or not, the Blue Jays will be back soon. And they're going to have to cover for some shows for me. So I agreed to do this one on my own. I'm happy to be with you. I'm glad that you have tuned into the show. I think that based on the weekend's events, we will have a nice large listener group right now. And if you have any comments, questions, concerns, again, at OUA Today or at Marsh2Fergs on Twitter. Love to hear from you when I'm all alone, locked up in the studio. I'm going to get into the starting 5 for you right now. And I think that it is worth getting into just based on the fact that, it's the off season, and a lot of the time in the off season, everyone thinks, everything calms down. There's really nothing going on. And I used to think that when I played football as well. What I'm starting to discover more and more as I look around inside the OUA is it never really stops. It's kind of like the NFL in the sense that we talk about there's no off season, there's just a non-playing season. I think that that's a bit of a reality that I am coming to realize right now inside the OUA. There's always stuff going on, and whether or not it's in competition or not doesn't really matter. There's just always a lot going on. So, going to get into the starting 5 for you real quick. We're going to fly through this one because I want to get to our interviews because we have some great people lined up today. First, Ryerson Rams supporting mental health initiatives. On Wednesday, the Ryerson Rams hosted hashtag Rams Talk on their Twitter account. It's similar to Bell Let's Talk. The idea was to create conversations about mental health, specifically surrounding the student-athlete experience. For every retweet, 5 cents were donated to the student-athlete mental health initiatives that the Ryerson Rams are supporting. They sent out a tweet on, I believe it was Wednesday evening, could have been Thursday morning as well, basically saying, excuse us for being a tad overwhelmed, but hashtag Rams Talk totals are in. almost 89,000 tweets, retweets, and favorites amounts to close to $4,500 sent to @MentallyTough, which is the group that they partnered with. They said, thank you. I gotta say thank you to the Ryerson Rams. That's insane. And one day, and the thing is too, and I don't know if this is a positive or negative, but I didn't really know what was going on. So I wanted to make sure that I got that in because it popped up out of nowhere and I supported it through the OUA Today Twitter account. And I think they did a great job in one day. It's kind of splash marketing like I talked about last week with the CIS Super Championship. Number 2 on the starting 5, creative expression periods at Waterloo. The Waterloo Warriors staff posted a picture from Rolly Webster, their athletic director, taking part in archery lessons. I wish my workplace would let me go take archery lessons with them. That seemed like a lot of fun. And another note around athletic facilities for the Warriors up at Waterloo. Again, Rolly Webster, Director of Athletics and Recreation, announced that a $2.4 million improvement has been approved to the PAC. Enhancements coming due to a partnership with the University of Waterloo and its students. Does that mean a hike in tuition? I don't know. But it is a good thing because I think Waterloo is much in need of some great facilities. Their football field is awesome. I love their football field, but there's some other areas I'm sure that they could use. Number 3 on the starting 5, University of Toronto Women's Volleyball. Congratulations to the University of Toronto Women's Volleyball team who this past week had a banner-raising ceremony to celebrate their OUA championship from this past season. At Blues_volleyball, at Blues_V-ball is their Twitter account. They said, great Varsity Blues banner-raising ceremony. Congrats to all, and thank you to many, ... including you, Bob? Who is Bob? There's a man in the front of the picture. I looked at the website, coaching staff, trainers, and there's no Bob. If somebody from U of T can let me know who Bob is and why we're thanking him, I would love to know because he apparently needs to get some credit and I'd love to give him a shout out. Number 4, the University of Ottawa Poutine-fest. Poutine Festival is back for the second edition from March 30th to April 2nd. It starts today, every day for a week. Enjoy the best selection of street food in the city on the FSS Terrace. The event will host a fleet of poutine options for every palate. Stop in for some food, fun, and music. The vendors feature Big D's Dog House and Poutine Emporium, Fatty's Fabulous Foods, Golden Fries, The Grilled Cheesery, Green Papaya, and Mr. Choritos.
That's filthy right there. Big nasty deuce.
Easy, Greg Zahn. It's not baseball season yet. You can't be talking about big nasty deuces. And for those that don't know, that's a big splitter in baseball. That sounds like a lot of fun though. Food trucks are the best. Is there anything better than a food truck? Actually, there is. Gavin Resch's display picture. Go check that out. Look up, I don't have his Twitter account in front of me, but Greasy, something like that. Carleton men's basketball player Gavin Resch, senior leader for them. He's got an awesome display picture. It's Dave Smart-esque. I'll let you look it up for yourself. And the last one, starting 5 here, robotics championships held at Nippissing. E-gaming is crazy. Is anybody else familiar with e-gaming? I watched the Call of Duty World Championship Tournament recap video over the weekend. They sold tickets. It's sold out, this huge auditorium. It was like stadium seating to go watch people play video games. We might just do a whole show in the summer on e-gaming and its influence, and it's like, how long until the OUA is offering scholarships in e-gaming? It sounds ridiculous until you think about it and you realize, you know what? That kind of makes a lot of sense. It's starting to happen in the United States. It'll eventually trickle up here. 1 million payout to those Call of Duty world champions. Can't believe that. Anyways, Nippissing Lakers. They said Laker Athletics would like to welcome everyone involved in the first ever robotics event taking place at the RGS Nippissing Athletics Center. Neat Sager from Yahoo Sports then responded by saying, that's not true at all. Nippissing hosted Carleton and the Scrub Brothers in basketball this year. Yeah, the Scrub Brothers are robots, but they're sexy robots, Neat. They get the job done. Thank you to the Ottawa Senators as well, said the Carleton Ravens on Twitter this week, for hosting us in our men's basketball national champions. Your hospitality is always first class. They sent out a pretty cool picture. They got to go to one of the games when the Hamburglar was still on fire. I don't know anything about what's going on over there, but that seems like it was a lot of fun. And I know when we won the Vanier Cup in 2011, we got to go out on the Hamilton Bulldogs ice and get recognized and took the big team picture with some of the guys dropping the puck. So that's a pretty cool event for everyone that was involved there. And my last tweet, this literally has nothing to do with the whole week. I just wanted to give him a shout out because I think he's a great follow and a great dude. Matt Uren, at Matty Uren from University of Western, slot back, running back, kick returner, whatever the heck you want him to do. He's great. I found a tweet from this week that said, just went through my old tweets. Damn, I need to start tweeting again. I am hilarious. I don't disagree with you at all, Matt. I think you are really funny. So get back on Twitter, and if you're able to, give him a follow as soon as you can. We are going to take the break. When we come back, I'll be speaking with Shelby Blackley from Laurier and the Golden Hawks. She's the first return visitor on OUA Today. Is she a fan of the show? Does she listen when she's not on? We'll find out. Coming up right after this, you're listening to OUA Today on CFMU 93.3.